Retirement gave me everything I thought I wanted. No alarm, no boss, no Monday meetings. 3 weeks later, I was sitting in silence, wondering why freedom felt so much like being forgotten. My name is James Mercer. I was 68 when I retired after 41 years at a municipal water plant in Central Ohio. For most of my adult life, I knew exactly where to be at 6:20 in the morning and exactly who would notice if I failed to arrive. I believed those obligations were the cage. I imagined retirement as the open door, slow coffee, unfinished books, fishing whenever the weather was kind. But here is what I learned. I was not simply missing my job. I was missing 4 things the job had been giving me without asking permission. It gave my days a rhythm. It gave me a name people used with respect. It gave me ordinary human contact, even on difficult mornings. Most of all, it gave me proof that something worked better because I had shown up. Retirement removed all 4 on the same Friday afternoon. My last day was June 28th. The break room held a sheet cake, paper cups, and 41 years of jokes compressed into one noisy hour. They gave me a silver watch engraved with the words, "Time is yours now." Everyone meant it kindly. I carried it home like a medal. That evening, my wife, Elaine, put the watch beside my plate and asked what I wanted to do first. I said, absolutely nothing. For 3 days, nothing felt wonderful. I slept late, left my phone in another room, and walked through the grocery store without checking the time. Then, the first Monday arrived. At 5:12, my eyes opened before the alarm that was no longer set. I lay there listening for a reason to move. No crew needed a decision. No pump was failing. No one was waiting for my truck. At 6, I made coffee. At 7, I read every headline. At 8, I made another cup because the first one had not answered me. By 10, I had reorganized one drawer. By noon, I had checked the mailbox twice. The day was not peaceful. It was shapeless. That difference matters. Peace gives you room to breathe. Shapeless time makes every hour ask you to invent a reason for the next one. I tried to solve it with entertainment. I watched documentaries, ordered tools I did not need, and spent long afternoons improving shelves that were already straight. I also began showing Elaine every small task I completed, as if I still needed a supervisor to sign the bottom of the page. One Thursday, she found me wiping an already clean counter. She leaned against the doorway and said, "James, you are working very hard at resting." I laughed, but the sentence followed me. I had confused the absence of pressure with the presence of purpose. They are not the same thing. A vacation is refreshing because it rests inside a larger life. When every day becomes vacation, the edges disappear. Even pleasure can lose its flavor. The hardest part was not boredom. It was becoming invisible in the places where I used to matter. At work, people asked for my judgment. At home, everyone was careful not to bother me because they believed I had earned permanent rest. My daughter, Rachel, stopped asking for help with weekend projects. She said, "Dad, you have done enough. Enjoy yourself." She was protecting me. I heard rejection. That is how an empty schedule can distort a kind sentence when your identity is already tender. I started carrying the silver watch in my pocket. I no longer needed it, yet I touched it whenever I felt unsteady. The engraving said, "Time was mine." What frightened me was that ownership came with responsibility. I had to decide what the time was for. That question became impossible to avoid after a phone call from Miguel, a mechanic who had worked beside me for 17 years. He was not calling to invite me back. A pump had developed a strange vibration, and the younger crew had already replaced 2 parts. Miguel described the sound. Without thinking, I asked whether it changed when the intake gate was half open. The line went quiet. Then he said, "That is it. We have been looking at the motor, not the water." I could hear 3 people moving in the background. For the next 10 minutes, my kitchen felt different. The walls had not moved. My life had briefly reconnected to something beyond itself. After we hung up, I noticed my coffee was cold. I had forgotten to drink it because I had forgotten to monitor myself. That was the clue. I did not need a full-time job again. I needed a reason to look outward. Retirement had turned my attention inward. Was I relaxed enough? Busy enough? Happy enough? Constant self-measurement made every quiet day feel like a test. Purpose changed the question from, "How do I feel today?" to, "Who or what can receive something useful from me today?" The next morning, I called the public library. Months earlier, I had seen a notice for a weekly repair table in the community room. People brought lamps, bicycles, loose cabinet doors, and small appliances. Volunteers helped them decide what could be safely repaired and what could not. I almost did not go. I worried that 41 years of industrial experience would look foolish beside a broken toaster. Elaine handed me my keys and said, "You are allowed to be new at something." That sentence opened another door. On Tuesday at 9, I walked into the library carrying the same blue lunchbox I had taken to work for 26 years. The coordinator, Danielle, did not ask for my title. She pointed to a teenager named Eli, whose bicycle chain kept slipping. The problem was simple, a bent derailleur hanger. But instead of fixing it for him, I asked him to watch the chain from behind. He saw the wobble, made the adjustment, and rode 2 circles around the parking lot. His grin was larger than the repair. Before leaving, he asked if I would be there next Tuesday. That question did more for me than the retirement cake. I understood then that being needed after retirement feels different. At work, the need was assigned. Now, I could choose where my usefulness belonged. The goal of retirement is not to stop being needed. It is to choose where your usefulness belongs. I did not turn retirement into another 40-hour week. That would have been the old habit, wearing a different shirt. Instead, Elaine and I built 3 anchors into each week. One for the body, one for people, and one for contribution. Monday morning became our long walk. Thursday lunch belonged to an old friend. Tuesday repair table became the place where someone expected me. The rest of the calendar stayed open. Structure did not steal my freedom. It gave freedom a shape I could actually enjoy. I began reading again, but not to kill time. I read because I wanted to bring better questions to the repair table. Fishing became better too. A quiet morning felt like rest again because it was no longer carrying the whole weight of my life. Rachel started asking for help again after I told her something I should have said earlier. I do not need to be protected from usefulness. She laughed and handed me a drill. The next Saturday, my grandson held the screws while I showed him how to measure twice. The silver watch still sits on my dresser. I no longer carry it in my pocket. I do not need the old roll to steady me. If retirement feels empty for you, do not begin by accusing yourself of being ungrateful. A major role ended. Your inner map may need redrawing. Start with an honest inventory. Write down what work gave you besides money: rhythm, identity, contact, challenge, status, service, or simple movement. Do not write what you think you should miss. Write what you actually miss. You cannot replace a loss you refuse to name. If you miss daily conversation, another hobby alone in the garage will not solve it. If you miss challenge, television will not give it back. Second, choose 3 weekly anchors. One should move your body. One should place you with people. One should let you contribute. An anchor is not a vague intention. It has a day, a time, and another person or place that can expect you. This could be a walking group, a class, a faith community, a neighborhood project, regular childcare, mentoring, or breakfast with the same friend. Third, find one room where your absence would be noticed. Belonging grows when people know your name and expect your return. Do not chase importance. Choose consistency. Serving coffee every Wednesday can rebuild belonging more honestly than holding an impressive title once a year. Fourth, become a beginner on purpose. Retirement can feel smaller when every skill you value belongs to your former life. Learn a language, take a cooking class, join a choir, study local history, or let someone younger teach you a tool you have never used. Being a beginner is uncomfortable because competence used to protect you. It is also freeing. You discover that your identity can still grow. Fifth, schedule connection before loneliness makes the decision for you. Do not wait until you feel social enough to call. Put one conversation on the calendar each week. A 10-minute check-in can keep a friendship from becoming a memory. And tell your family what kind of help feels meaningful. They may be avoiding requests because they love you, not because they no longer need you. Ask for a role, not control. Offer to teach, drive, repair, listen, cook, or show up. Then respect the answer. There is also a warning in my story. Purpose is not the same as constant productivity. You do not need to earn the right to exist. Rest, play, and quiet still matter. The difference is that they restore a life connected to something instead of becoming the entire life. A meaningful retirement does not require a grand mission. It needs enough rhythm to guide you, enough people to know you, and enough contribution to carry your care outward. Sometimes emptiness is more than a missing routine. If sadness stays, daily life becomes difficult, or hope keeps shrinking, please speak with a qualified health professional. Asking for support is not a failure of gratitude or discipline. Retirement can expose grief, loneliness, or pain that work once helped you postpone. A new calendar cannot solve every wound, but honest conversation is still a beginning, and you deserve help that fits the real problem. It has been 2 years since my retirement party. My weeks are quieter than they were at the plant, but they are no longer shapeless. Every Tuesday, the blue lunchbox sits under the repair table. It carries 2 sandwiches now, one for me and one for whoever forgot theirs. Eli no longer needs help with a bicycle chain. He volunteers beside me when school allows, and sometimes he notices the problem first. That may be my favorite part. Usefulness is not only fixing something, sometimes it is helping another person discover what they can fix. The engraved watch was right. Time is mine now, but time became a gift only after I stopped asking how to spend it and started asking where to give it. If retirement feels empty, you are not finished, broken, or ungrateful. You may simply be standing between an identity that ended and one that has not been built yet. Start small. Name what disappeared. Build 3 anchors. Let someone expect you. Become a beginner. Offer what you know without needing to be in charge. Your working life may be over. Your usefulness is not. The next chapter begins when your time finds somewhere honest to belong. If you are retired or preparing for it, tell me in the comments, what is one thing you want your next chapter to be for?